All right, next question. I have a client in a social assistance niche. The first 5 to 7 places are usually state or national government websites, followed by big institutions for the main keyword. The client is in position 15 for the main keyword, no local identifier. I built a tier 1 network linking from YouTube. This is 2 months old. Not many video links from this yet. Also a new ROIS stack for the main keyword, no local modifier. She used to rank locally at position 1 to 3, but this has fallen recently to position 8 to 10. Majestic metrics. What can I do to get the client's local rank back up for the main keyword? Client still ranks well for local secondary keywords. Well, it depends. Like we just mentioned, if you were doing a bunch of this work like over a short period of time, it could just be that it dropped in the maps results because of the work that you're doing. That happens from time to time. So I don't know what the time span was or how long it's been since you've done that work. It sounds like since you did an RYS stack, I can only assume it's a newer stack. But yeah, I mean, for right now, besides RYS and in doing just the traditional stuff that we've been teaching, which is like content marketing to the syndication network, make sure that it's connected to the Google Plus page. Even though I know Google Plus has almost virtually been removed from everything, guys, there is still a connection on the back end to the maps. So, you know, that's still effective. But my secret weapon recently, besides RYS, has been press releases. And I would recommend distributing a couple publishing a few press releases for that company. And what I found to be the most effective, or one of the easiest ways, you may already have plenty of content ideas for it, but what I found is to highlight a review. Like if they've got any good customer or client testimonials that have been posted recently, they don't even have to be posted recently, but those I tend to try to find newer reviews that have been posted and then use that as an excuse to publish a press release saying, hey, you know, this company received a 5-star review or rave customer review or whatever, something like that. And that's all I do for press release content, guys, is I just highlight a review in the press release and I publish, you know, multiple press releases, and within a matter of days, a lot of times the maps it'll jump right back into the 3-pack just from the press releases alone.
My question would be, if she's going for a keyword plus local modifier, why is she only targeting the broad keyword in the RYS stack without the local modifier? I don't understand that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but I think what she was saying was she used to rank without the modifier in the maps pack, and now she's not. I think at least that's my understanding of the question. So
yeah, but I mean, if you go in local, you know that well, first of all, it's all about power, right? It's all about how much power you push through whatever it is that you're doing. But if you're trying to hyper target, to hyper geolocate, where we teach inside, and I know that for a fact that she's in RYS Reloaded, we teach how to do the images, we teach how to do the maps, we teach how to do keyword plus local, and a URL plus local, brand plus local, everything that you can to associate that set of keywords to the brand, to the URL, and to everything else that's involved with that entity, so that Google, I mean, you knock them over the head and you hit them so much and so hard with all of that local relevancy that all they'll do is, oh, okay, there you go, and you know, it's like making them give up, pushing through all of those filters that they have, powering through all of those filters, right? That's all that she needs to do. So why eliminate the local modifier when you can push through with a local modifier?
Yeah, I agree with that. I always target local modifiers, guys. I mean, because it's pretty much 90% of what I do is local stuff, and so I always add the local modifiers, because it'll rank with people on mobile devices that might not punch in the local modifier, or if you know, that desktop, laptop, if they have a local IP, it will still return, whether at least for the most part. It's not 100% accurate, but I know for a lot of my like tree service sites, for example, if you do and here's one way to check it, Robin. You can go into Google AdWords and use their tool, the ad preview and diagnostic tool, and you can set the location for your Google search. So you can set it by city, and then you can do that. And now you have to be ranked on page 1 for you to see it, but because it will show you the search engine results. None of the links will be clickable or anything, because it's just an ad preview thing. It's really for ads, but you can still see what's ranking organically and also what's in maps on the first page. and you can play around with different search queries with a localized search IP, if that makes sense, right through Google's dashboard. And I've been able to identify some. Somebody's got to mute. I'm hearing a lot of background noise, guys. All right, thanks, man. So yeah, I mean, I do that. Like I've got a lot of lead gen sites or whatever, and the keyword reporting tools a lot of the times will show that the site's just not ranking, yet we're getting calls, right? And I know because everything goes through Answer Connect, the phone service, so I always get notifications of the leads that come through. And so when I look at the automated ranking reports that come out, like Pro Rank Tracker, or I use Bright Local for a lot of my local stuff. And they show that, like, not ranking in the maps pack and things like that, and yet I'm getting a bunch of calls. I'll go investigate, and I'll use the Google keyword Google AdWords ad preview and diagnostic tool, and then I'll go check it from a localized IP or local search query. And it's interesting because it'll show up. And so I don't know why some of the keyword tools won't. Maybe because they're not localized IPs. I'm just saying that's something you might want to check. Okay. And what I was getting at with that is I always target the local modifier in the keywords. I always optimize with the modifier. And yet when I do just a broad keyword search term instead of with the local modifier. So what I'm saying is when I do a broad keyword search query without the modifier and I check it, a lot of the times, not all the time, but a lot of the times it's still ranking. Okay. Does that make sense? Anybody else want to comment on that before I move on?
It made sense to me, so.
Okay.